This is Curran Bhatia. We're at the Haney Abdullaaev press conference in New York City. I'm standing here with Eric Kelly. So Eric, we all know you went viral back in the day for training. So tell me, what has life been like since then, since blowing up?
Wow, life has been interesting, real interesting. It's a roller coaster. You know what I mean? I don't think that no matter how up you are in life, everyone goes through their shit. You know what I'm saying? So I done went through problems. I done been up. I done been down. Right now, I'm doing pretty good. I'm coasting. I opened South Box Gym a couple years ago, and it's located in the South Bronx. And the gym is doing amazing. I got a couple hundred members, and I got a lot of fighters, amateurs, professionals. I got Peter Dobson, and Peter Dobson just recently won a big fight on the Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman undercard in Las Vegas for the undefeated Golden Boy fighter, and they traded knockdowns, but when Peter knocked him down, he didn't get up. You know what I mean? So Peter Dobson's undefeated professional out of South Box. I got Christian Otero, amateur, doing this thing. Thomas Boswain, amateur, doing this thing. I got a lot of top boxers in South Box Gym, and I'm proud of them all. You know, they're making the gym great. Boxing as a whole has been doing amazing in 2019.
Well, that's what I want to get your thoughts on, because I'm glad that you're doing well training now.
Yes,
there was a segment that we saw online about Canelo, and they rolled up on you because you've been, I guess, labeled as a Canelo hater. Do you not like Canelo?
I don't like him. I don't like him.
And what do you not like about Canelo?
Because the reason why, because his career has been so perfectly orchestrated from since he's been a champion. He had a perfectly orchestrated career. Like, he fought, I think, Ryan Rose or Matthew Hatton, someone like that, for the WBC.
He beat both those guys on the way up, yeah.
Yeah, but that was for a title, WBC title.
The Matthew Hatton fight was, yep, it was for a welterweight title, yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, super welterweight. Meanwhile, those guys were never eligible for a title shot. And then you got the fights against, I give them props for the Mayweather, obviously, fight, Lara fight, Trout fight. I give him props for the Cotto fight, but then he fight Josecito Lopez, and Lopez was a 140. The fight before he fought Canelo at 154, he was a 140. The fight before Amir Khan fought Canelo at 160, he was 47. You understand what I'm saying?
So your beef is the weights that he's making these guys fight at. So if you look at the Matthew Hatton fight, you're right. It was actually a 154 title, but Hatton was a welterweight fighter, right? So, and he made him come up to get the title. So your issue has been the weight classes and then the opponents and the selection.
It's always an asterisk next to a lot of Canelo's opponents and people he's faced in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Cotto was older. You know, Trout was a good win. Lara was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather was a good fight, you know? Like, he fought James Kirkland. James Kirkland hadn't fought in 2 years. No tune-up, fight Canelo. He hadn't fought in 2 years. SMS promotion. 50 Cent need to get some money back, so here, fight this motherfucker. Right. You know, no.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
So do you give him credit, though, for the wins, the big wins? So fighting Golovkin, they were close fights.
Yep.
But he's still, no matter what, he held his own. And even if you think he lost, they were close fights, and he really held his own against a top fighter. So do you give him credit there?
Yeah, 200%. Okay. He really held his own. A lot of times he looked great in there. Yeah. He looked great in there with the upper body movement, digging the body, making a miss, making a pay, taking Triple G shots. Who takes Triple G shots? Then the Danny Jacobs win. You gotta give him a lot of credit for those wins.
So would you say recently you're liking the way he's trending in terms of the fights he's getting, and you're liking what he's doing recently?
In the past couple years, yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, the Rocky Fielding fight, you know what I'm saying? But I can't get mad because he fought Triple G a few times. He fought Danny Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? And so he fought the Rocky Fielding. All right, take an easy fight.
And I want to ask you about a couple other fighters, but last thing about Canelo. When you heard about the tainted meat and the suspension he had, what'd you make of that?
Any other fighter that failed 2 drug tests in a week, the A and the B, the fight is off forever. You lose your ranking. The title strip. The fact that he failed 2 drug tests in a week, that just getting, they suspended him for what, 2 months? That gave him more time to prepare. The fight wasn't off. What other fighter you know can fail 2 drug tests in a week and still have a career? And just in 60 days. You know another fighter?
It's you feel like the special treatment was there, and then the jury's still out.
Everything has been orchestrated in terms of that fight with the tainted meat. How, like, dude, you Canelo Alvarez, you the biggest star in Mexico. You don't get the same fucking food we get from Key Food. You get the best thing they got out. His trainer was a butcher. His trainer was a butcher. So you get the best thing you got out. You got chefs. You got gourmet chefs.
That's what I was going to say. The jury's still out if that is a legitimate excuse, because you're probably going to be sourcing the food that you're going to eat very carefully if you're a top-level boxer. So let me ask you, we're here for the Devin Haney press conference. He's obviously a rising star in our sport. What do you think about Devin Haney?
I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of what I've heard about him. He's with Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Mayweather fan. I like things that come out. I like fighters that come out of Mayweather's camp. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I'm hearing a lot about Devin Haney. I've been hearing a lot about him. So right now I'm a little biased fan because I ain't never seen him fight. This is my first time seeing him fight coming up Saturday. I'll be there.
So you're going to be there in the Garden to watch Devin Haney. So let's do a rapid fire now.
Let me tell you what happened. I'm in the Garden to watch Heather Hardy.
Okay.
Devin Haney just so happened to be the star of the card.
Well, that's another good fight. Heather Hardy versus Amanda Serrano. What do you make of that fight? Who's going to win that fight?
That's going to be a crazy fight. Amanda Serrano, undefeated, multiple weight class world champion, MMA fighter, got power, could box, got speed. Heather Hardy, undefeated, world champion now. Also a MMA fighter, Bellator. National amateur champion, you know, Daily News Golden Glove champion. So she has a championship history, and I believe that this is going to be an amazing fight. I sent her the text message on some things to do to, you know, win this fight. I hope she followed it. I hope she got a great game plan. You know what I mean? Because I know Serrano's a killer, but I know Heather's a gangster.
Both have dabbled in MMA. Serrano with the 1 loss, Heather Hardy undefeated. Both great fighters. What was in your text message to Hardy? What was the advice?
Back her up. 2-3 jabs, hand high, tight guard, side to side with your head movement. Don't be a sit duck. Work the body. Everything behind your jab. Intelligent boxing. So you got to cross your T's and dot your I's. So make sure your faculties are intact in terms of your hands up, your knees bent. You know what I'm saying? You got proper leverage on your shots. Pop that jab with speed. Don't pop it slow, so you can slip in and counter it. You know what I'm saying?
So let's just to wrap it up. Let's do a quick rapid fire of the fights coming up. Let's get your picks. Obviously, the big rematch: Joshua versus Ruiz 2. Who's gonna win that fight?
Ruiz. I told y'all before Joshua was pussy.
Joshua is a pussy, you said.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way?
Remember when I ran down on him? When I ran down on him, and in Madison Square Garden, told him he feared Wilder, and like, if that's how you feel, I'm like, that's how I feel. You know, that's how I feel. You know, I don't think Joshua built like that. He's a damn good fighter though. He's a damn good fighter. Size, you know, Olympic gold medalist. You can't take nothing away from him. I went to his gym, I went to his gym in London earlier this year because he had posted something saying he would have smacked me or something like that. So I literally went to his gym.
You confronted him at his gym.
He didn't show up, but yeah, he wasn't there. But I was there. You understand what I'm saying? But I did face to face let him know how I felt in Madison Square Garden.
And you don't respect him because he's not. You feel like he's avoiding Wilder.
I respect him. I respect anybody that get in the ring, but I think he got a little bit of fear of Wilder. Wilder knocked him out. Who you know hit harder than Wilder?
He has that right hand is the eraser, right?
Wilder's what, 41-0, 40 knockouts?
The 1 draw with Fury.
Yeah, but there isn't one person that Wilder fought that wasn't damn near dead. Even Fury. There isn't one person that Wilder fought that didn't have to go to the emergency room after the fight. Think about that.
And that was the other fight I want to ask you about. If that rematch does happen, they're kind of going back and forth, but hopefully early next year, Wilder versus Fury 2, what's going to happen in that fight?
I'm going for Wilder. I'm going for Wilder. Yeah, I want Wilder to finish it up. You know what I'm saying? The count in the first fight, the count wasn't, you know, a little slow. You know what I'm saying? A little slow.
So last.
But I give Fury much credit for getting up and doing what he did, and Fury's a gangster too. I'm a fan of his. I gotta give him props.
Let's hope that fight happens.
And I'm a patriot, so I'm, you know, Brown's bomb squad.
Let's hope that fight happens. I'm going to ask you one last fight. Let's go down in the weight ranks a little bit here. Spence versus Porter. It's another big fight coming up. What's your pick on that?
I got Spence, Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence. I don't think Porter has. Porter's a bull. Porter used to fight middleweight in the amateurs. I remember 65. Porter's a bull, and his defense is not all that. You know what I'm saying? Spence is the harder guy. Porter's very strong though, but Spence is the harder hitting guy. I think Spence is gonna beat him. I think Spence might hurt him, break him, but something's gonna get broken. There's gonna be a stretch involved.
Eric Kelly, thank you for this time. Tell people where they can find you and where they can come train with you.
www.erickellylife.com. You can check me out on Instagram at Eric Kelly Life, ERICKELLYLIFE, or Twitter at Eric Kelly, and catch me at South Box Gym in the South Bronx. Get your Eric Kelly on.
Eric Kelly, thank you so much for the time.